Welcome back to the Vertu YouTube channel. Now, today's car is a game changer, and I do not use those words lightly. The BMW iX3. Now, BMW, if you know, have put everything into this and using it as that game changer for their entire electric vehicle range. The iX3 is the one, and we're going to see what it's like compared to that already popular X3. Let's give it a go. Now, I'm very eager to drive it, but let's quickly go through the design elements first, because I think BMW have been tagged lately, especially with having a massive aggressive grille no matter what car you've got. Let's go through some of those big grills, as you can see there. But this one, fairly understated, very aerodynamic. And the thing is I like about this is this sort of, I guess you can call it a grille design, is a nod back to those old classic BMWs, the Neue sort of class. The Neue class, and that's not a northern accent, that was going to be a German Neue class. Anyway, show those and see what I mean. But this is so cool because this whole LED light sort of range, we're seeing a lot on electric vehicles, and BMW just had to do outdo the counterparts, and I think they do. When you unlock it or lock it, it lights up and does a little dance, and I absolutely love it. And at night, it really is a head turner. And I just think it looks very sleek and very nice. I think you've got this sort of a little bit of a fakery sort of air intake there, and you've got a nice big front grille as such. I just think it is very nice, and the LED lights are perfect. Now, if there is a bit of an understated part, it is the side. There's not too much going on. It just looks sleek, and I'll talk about the door handles in a moment. But the wheels, you get 20 inches on this, but it does go 20, 21. You can even get 22-inch alloys. One thing I did say about the side is these door handles. I really like them. That is a very soft, you don't have to pull it out at all. Obviously they pop out, and it's a very soft, just little clicking action, and then you are in. Right, boot space. I'm not going to spend too much time on the boot. I'm just going to tell you that it is bigger than the old X3, 520 litres that you get in here. That is a huge boot, considering this isn't the X5. Is it? It's an iX3. It isn't the biggest that's going to be in the range. You do get a little bit of underfloor space there for your charging wires, etc. And yeah, I think it is a very good, spacious boot. You're not losing any space whatsoever, and it's a remote tailgate. So I'm happy. Let's jump on the inside. Right, jumping on the inside of the iX3. First of all, I expected to see this long digital dash that you see in, I shouldn't mention the names because I'm in a BMW, but Mercedes and Audi have this really big sort of digital screen dashboard. And we've seen it actually on a lot of other manufacturers as well. BMW gone slightly different. They've got this massive infotainment system screen, which is shaped. Originally, I thought it was shaped like the M Sport sort of logo, as the cameraman's pointed out to me as well, but I feel it's not. It's like a SIM card. I don't know what kind of shape it is. It's just a little bit different, a little bit funky, and it looks really nice. It's really nice, very responsive. But in addition to this really large infotainment screen, we've also got heads-up display, but we've also got another little screen or display just below the windscreen, which is almost like a heads-up display of its own. It's called the panoramic screen. That's what BMW call it. And it's really quite cool. And it just adds a touch of futuristicness to this. It reminds me of when BMW bought out the i3, and everyone was like, got in that and was like, whoa, this is different to any other car. That's what BMW have done with this iX3. It's so different. It's really cool. Other things that you've got in here, I mean, let's go through the seats. The seats are very nice. We've got full leather on here with a little bit of blue stitching with the BMW M just sort of winking at us there. We've also got a very nice sort of spacious interior. The dash is slightly lower, so it actually lends itself to great visibility. Obviously, I've got a huge pan roof as well. I've got wireless charging there with two USB-C points, 2 spots for the phone as well, so my passenger is going to be happy as well. And everything is just slightly different but better I think. Little things like, I used to have the sort of gear stick in the middle, or that sort of weird sort of gear selector in the middle. We haven't got that there, and it's not on the stalk. It is still here, but it's just a sort of, I don't know what it is. It's just a flick of this little switch, I guess, and that goes through it. It's very understated. I think it looks really clean. And obviously we've got lots of storage in the centre console here. We've got the 2-tier storage that we're seeing in lots and lots of cars, 2 cup holders, and then we've got a centre console that opens. Not the biggest there. That's probably a little bit disappointing in terms of the size of that. But on the inside here, it is very, very nice. The dash is all a leather effect, spongy material, and we've got a little bit of texture there as well. All of this is sort of a Alcantara feel as well on the door, and even the way we open the door, it's no longer a handle. Earlier on I was grabbing this, like I saw it, and you just flick that and it opens it. Just a little flick back, a little bit like the gear selector. They're just making it everything easy. But it's got all sorts of apps on here. I've got Air Console games where you can connect your phone and actually play games on here. I've got an interior camera on here that when you're logged in with your BMW ID, we've got a camera on the inside here so you can take selfies with you and your passengers. You can record videos. I'm not sure who's doing that, but the influencers in all of us, I get what BMW are doing. These people that are going to be doing this on their cameras and posting it, they're going to want BMW to be everywhere. I understand what they're doing, but again, that's quite a cool feature. You've got everything on there. You can get Disney Plus on there. You can get absolutely everything. But yeah, that is a fully loaded infotainment system. Worth mentioning though, we do not have any buttons for climate control. As expected, the way we're going nowadays, you have to slide your finger here for the climate control. So it's not the end of the world, and it is quite responsive. It's actually quite easy, but I'd always prefer buttons. But it's all on the infotainment system, which is very, very easy to use so far. Right, in the back of the BMW iX3. Well, good news. I did say it's more or less the same size as the X3. I've got loads of room in here. I can tuck my feet under the seat. I've got plenty of room in front of me, and headroom as well. Even though I've got that pan roof, it doesn't encroach on my headroom, which is absolutely fantastic. A couple other things that I really, really like. Isofix points. This is going to be a family car, right? We have got Velcro. We've got a big Velcro flap here instead of any zips or clips. Very accessible, very easy. No one's done Velcro before, have they? He's shaking his head. We've only said zips, which I don't like. We've seen clips that sometimes are a bit plasticky and come out. Velcro with leather, fantastic. Also, another thing I really like is that I have got a bit of heating control back here. So the passengers are in control of their vents. It's not only the driver that gets to the side. I've also got 2 USB-C charging points as well. We're not going to fight over one. Well thought of. The only thing is I haven't got any pockets here, BMW. Just give me a little seat pocket. I want to put something in there, maybe. And also, worth mentioning that these seats recline, not decline, they recline and come forward. So I've got a little bit of, I can actually recline a little bit like a plane. You know, where you think, oh, I'll put the seat back. It don't go back that far. It really doesn't. But it goes back, and lots of other seats don't. So we'll take it. Right, before we do any driving or design or anything like that, or the interior, we need to talk about the charging point. But look, this is cool. That is motorised. Love that. Let's talk about the charging. Most important thing, because this thing claims to have 500 miles worth of range. That is incredible. The best. I mean, in the real world, when you put your foot down, it's probably going to be more around 400, but even 400 is incredible. And the reason it can do that is a 108 kilowatt battery. Yes. We've got 2 motors on this thing, one at the front, one at the back, and I'll talk about that and how that helps the drive in a moment. But also, what's particularly impressive is it also claims a sort of 400 kilowatt charging process, which means 10 to 80% worth of charge in ideal conditions could be 20 minutes. 20 minutes. 20 minutes to get this thing back on the road and achieve like 200 miles worth of charge. That is incredible. Well done, BMW. When you get in this car, again, it's one of those electric cars that's just ready to go. So you flip it into drive and we are off. And it is already a really nice place to be. As I've mentioned, get acclimatized with your infotainment system straight away. Make sure it's all customized because you've got some nice shortcuts and widgets to go in on your home screen alongside your maps, whatever you choose to have on there. Also, everything is really quite cool in this car. I can operate obviously my seats here, my seat and driving position, but I can also click on this button here and it takes you straight to your seating controls, so you can choose whether you want them heated or warm up a little bit and all that sort of stuff. But let's talk about the drive of this thing. So first of all, stats. Let's sort of stat attack you first of all. 469 brake horsepower. That is what this thing has, so plenty of power. And I can go to 60 miles per hour in 4.9 seconds. Actually, some people seem to have done it a little bit quicker, around about 4.7, which is, again, pretty rapid for a car of this size. The car has two motors. You've got one at the front, one at the back, and they're quite low in the chassis, which basically means I don't feel like I'm driving a tank. I actually think when I'm driving around on country roads, the steering is so light and I actually go into corners and have full confidence in the car to do what I want it to do. It is a very, very comfortable drive, and as with electric cars, with those stats that I just mentioned, it's very responsive when I put my foot down. Right, this car is packed full of driving assist, which you can turn on or off. Obviously, we've got the blind spot, we've got lane assist, we've got braking assist, we've got everything there. Obviously, letting us know what speed we should be going. All of that stuff beeps at you when you need it. But this car actually has something called soft stop, and it's something with the rear motor that actually helps you stop without it thundering you around in the seat. So if I come to a stop here, so I'll go and I stop, my head is not moving. It just brings it to a nice stop and it just doesn't jolt you around. And then when you go again with no problem. It is something really subtle that I didn't realise I needed until I've got it. And that's what the iX3's done for me. Right, drive modes. There are some drive modes. So let's go through them. Right, we've got personal, we've got sports, we've got efficient, and then we've got silent. But let's go through them. So as you can hear, I've just got it in personal at the moment. If you put your foot down, BMW have just got this sort of whirring, almost futuristic spaceship sort of noise that comes out. Now, as I negotiate these speed bumps beyond, I've got a little bit of open country road that goes to national speed limit, and I will show you what happens when we go into sport mode. Okay, so I flick it into sport mode. Oh, everything goes red. And there's a slight change in my noise already. There's a slight change in the sort of throttle response. And then all of a sudden, my spaceship noise has got into takeoff mode. And it sounds a little bit like when Luke Skywalker gets his lightsaber out for the first time. You're like, cool, that's a noise. And there we go. I mean, look, there's a lot of people that are going to prefer the grunt of an engine, right? A V8 or something like that. But the youth of today may have to get used to the whir of a BMW iX3. I quite like it. Now, efficiency stats is going to boast in the region of 4 miles plus in terms of kilowatt hours. So, look, it's not going to be absolutely groundbreaking there, I suppose, because a lot of cars will do that. But this is still quite a substantial car to be driving around. It has still got a bit of weight to it. But I think in terms of efficiency, in terms of sportiness, in terms of comfort in and around the seats, visibility, suspension, steering, absolutely everything, I think they've created a very, very good all-round SUV. That is the BMW iX3 done, and what can I say? It's a groundbreaking car, this. Absolute fortunes has gone into the production of the BMW iX3, and we expect to see BMW setting the bar when it comes to their electric vehicle range. They're really gone all out on this, and I love this car. But don't just take my word for it. Get down to a BMW dealership with Vertu and test drive this yourself. You will not regret it. We will see you soon for another car.